Welcome to my presentation about Greek culture through this little nifty box full of goodies. Okay, so let's get right on into it. So, the first thing up is social organization. And for that, I decided to go on the topic of family by my little paper dolls and such. And this represents how family is highly valued in Greek culture, typically very large. As you can tell, there's a lot of people. And then that's usually due to the fact that they treat extended family as immediate family, like great grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. It's not uncommon to find them living together or hanging out together a lot. So, got a lot of people. And in continuation of that, marriage is very important as well. Traditionally, wives and mothers are the controllers of the household affairs, while the men are like the outside representatives. So like the males are the head of the household, while the mothers deal with more homely affairs. So they're very traditional in that aspect. Another thing about their social class, that it's not very rigid. It's not a rigid social structure because of the increase of income amongst the middle class, so it kind of evens out. And there's also the thing where it's respect for age and position above you, like seniority is through and through within the family and within like companies, businesses, and such. Oh, and in addition to families, children are really are treated with respect. They're not looked down upon. They're almost looked to as not so to speak like friends, but parents are very close with their children. Spend time together, do family things together, and that's pretty common across the board in Greek culture. So in regards to like customs and traditions, most are or stem from religious practices and such, like the name day celebration, which is this one day of year. People celebrate their name because it's usually a Greek person's name is usually after a saint, and so name day celebrations are more important than birthdays in their culture. And they take the day and they celebrate their saint. All right, for marriage. So for marriage, it's almost always performed in an Eastern Orthodox church, because that's their religion. And they have this tradition where they break plates as a sign of like releasing good spirits, and like it's just like a kind of like a good luck thing for the bride and groom. And so that's very common that during like wedding receptions, or sometimes even in like restaurants and stuff, people like break a plate just like for the good spirits and such. It's what it's like traditionally or whatever. Okay, so in regard to like customs and such, Greek people, the Greek culture tends to avoid solitude. They like to spend time with others rather than just being alone at the house. They like to go out. They use food as like social interaction. Very social, very like to be with others, like to talk. And it is, you make eye contact, and they speak very close to you, like in close proximity. And that's very common. And it's almost seen as like standoffish if you are very like, if you distance yourself away. So there's that. For language, the nation of Greece uses the Greek language, which stems from the Indo-European languages and is native to Greece. And so I did this little handy Greek alphabet, and as you can see, a lot of it, just in like comparison to like the English language, is very similar because the English language stems from Greek and Roman languages. Like the A is very similar, the B is very similar. They have an E, so it's very, you can kind of compare it to ours. Greece has a very rich ancient history in regards to the arts and all that good stuff. It stands out for its development of like naturalistic but idealized like depictions of the human form, like in the beautiful statues you see carved of marble. And they're also known for their architecture, like their temples and open air theaters, such that of like the Parthenon. And a lot of those are still standing today, but most are in ruin. They're also known for their literature. One very popular one, still prevalent in today's society, is the Odyssey, written by a Greek writer named Homer. He also wrote the Iliad, which is also very popular, read a lot today in schools, in studies in world literature and such. Greece's economy. They are a mix between a free market and a command economy, so they're a mixed economy. So they have some free enterprise with some government regulations and interference and such. And around 2007, they became embroiled in like the global financial crisis, and they went into a huge amount of debt. And so, because most of Greece's main trading partners went into a deep recession, cutting off their exports and such. And so they suffered badly because their economy was centered on tourism and construction, which was both badly hit by the sharp fall of the economy and the fall in demand and production. But they're currently recovering and entering a growth phase in 2016, 2017. In my little box, I included a 10-cent euro. If you can see it. Do I have to do that thing? It's a 10-cent euro, and that's the currency they use in Greece, is euros. So Greece is a parliamentary representative democratic republic for their government. And what that means is they have a parliament, they have a prime minister, and they have a president. And they are a unitary form of government, so it's all like one branch of government, because it's a kind of a smaller country. It's not like the United States, who has a federal system because it's so large. So it's one state, and one government controls that state. And so the prime minister is the head of the government, while the president is the head of state. The prime minister actually has more power than the president. The president is more like just a face. But they also have a parliament. And so I did a little thing that says parliament. Has all the little people sitting on parliament, which is their like legislature. And just in addition, the capital is Athens. Okay, so the Greek religion is Eastern Orthodox Christianity, which is the third largest branch of Christianity, right behind Protestantism and Catholicism. So, for my box, I brought this little necklace with a cross on it. I don't know if you can see it. Oh my god, it'll start moving. Okay, you see it. You got it. And so, almost 98% of the population is Eastern Orthodox Church. So that's a huge percentage and majority. They celebrate all like the Christian holidays. Easter being like the most important, like even surpasses like Christmas. Like even surpasses like Christmas on like the pyramid of like most important holidays, I guess. And they start celebrating Easter like 2 months in advance, but Holy Week is like the most important, where they like really celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. So yeah, that's the religion. So just some like minor elements about the Greek culture. Their food is Mediterranean cuisine, and so it has a lot of focus on like the use of vegetables, olive oil, grains, fish, wine, and meat. Others like olives, cheese, eggplant, yogurt. Lots of like stuff that's grown in Greece. Lots of dishes, like I said, like lots of dishes use olive oil for sure. And it's influenced by Persian and Turkish cuisine as well. Another thing is Greek fashion. Now, because it tends to be more like the climate tends to be more like tropical, not so much tropical, but like hotter, more humid and stuff. They tend to dress a little more like how we would dress for like the beach. And so I included this little like tropical looking dress. Oh, and women tend to wear dresses and skirts and such. Some for religious purposes, some just for fashion purposes. And men tend to wear more like button downs, pants, chinos, trousers, more like business casual. And that's just kind of like the standard, the status quo. Okay, as for my pictures around the box, I'm just going to go around and like explain them a little bit. So on the front right here is just some examples of Greek fashion and such. You can see like the men are wearing some button downs and some pants and looking pretty fashionable. And then right here, like the women, pretty casual too, are wearing like dresses, so that's very common. Sandals are very more flowy type things, are very popular. And so then over to the side, we have some social organization going on with a family eating a dinner, a larger Greek family sitting down and having dinner. So that's like representative of like the social organization of like family and such. So then the next one we have is a Eastern Orthodox church to represent like their religion, their main religion. And then we have a picture of Greece's parliament building and the Greek flag with a lot of people standing outside of it and to represent the government. So then on to the back, we have this photo with like kind of like a puzzle with like the little Greek flag as a puzzle piece, and all around is like completing like a euro bill and stuff, so represent the economy. So then this one, we have like two people talking to each other, and this is like how you say hello in Greek. It's like yasu or yasas, and yasu is what you say as like a more of a formal greeting, like to someone you may not know. But yasas is more of a, like an informal, you would say to like a peer or like someone your age and such. So that's the difference between those two. So then over to the side again, we have this picture, this like ancient Greek piece of art where it shows these three women playing instruments to represent the arts for Greece. And then this we have for customs and traditions is these women performing a traditional Greek folk dance at a festival. So, yep, that is my Greek box, my Greek culture box, and my Greek culture presentation. Thank you for watching.